Hello everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining us for tonight's pre-orientation session. My name is Eva Reyes, and I'm the Director of Parent and Family Relations. It's nice to see anyone that has joined us for previous sessions, and nice to meet all the new faces that are joining us for the first time. So tonight's topic is very important because we want to make sure that our students are finding their group of people and their safe spaces on campus. So we have an expert that's going to talk about these things. So without further ado, we're just going to go over a little bit of some ground rules. So if you were here before, you already know them. But if not, everyone is on mute. That way we can get through the formal presentation as quickly as possible and be able to answer your questions. The recording is in progress. That way you're able to go back to the recording if there was something that maybe wasn't too clear and you want to like revise it. Or for those that weren't able to join us this evening, they're able to watch the recording. The closed captioning is available. All you need to do is just click on the more or other button on your taskbar of Zoom and enable the closed captioning. Your questions, please put them in the chat. We'll be able to answer them once we're done with the formal presentation, and provide us your feedback at the end. I use your feedback so that I'm able to enhance the programming and bring you new programming that you may be interested in. So with that said, our presenter is going to introduce herself.
All right, hello everyone. Just to echo what Eva said, thank you again for joining us tonight. My name is Elisa Batances. I am the Assistant Director for the Office for Student Diversity and Inclusion. That is me pictured there, just with different hair. Today I'm just going to be talking to you all just a little bit about some of the different ways that our department works to cultivate a sense of safety and belonging for our students here at William Paterson University. Could we go to the next slide? Thank you. Now, before I dive into what our department does, I want to talk a little bit about the role that diversity plays in this institution as a whole. So, William Paterson University is actually the third most diverse public university in the state of New Jersey. We are designated as a Hispanic Serving Institution, or HSI, with more than 30% of our current students claiming Hispanic heritage. We are also a Minority Serving Institution, or MSI, with 59% of our students identifying as a person of color. And something that I find to be that we're really proud of here at William Paterson University, and I think that sets us apart from some of the other institutions in our area, is that we have a large first generation population here at William Paterson University. So approximately 40% of our students are the first in their families to attend university. So we have a very soft spot for this population. And in knowing that we have such a large group of them here on campus, we definitely want to ensure that we have the services and supports that they need to transition into this new phase of life. Next. So actually, can we go back one more? I forgot to say something. Um, so, just in thinking about the diversity that we have here on campus, diversity is actually one of William Paterson University's core values. So it very much so informs all of the different policies that we have here, the education that our students receive here on campus, as well as the support systems that we have here as well. And then just our job as a department is to ensure that we are helping to support this very value. Yep. Okay. Now we can go to the next one. Okay, perfect. Okay, I always think it's nice to have a sense or to put a face to the department to see who is on the team. So you already know me. I introduced myself. I'm pictured there on the left. I'm the assistant director. In the middle, we have our director, Miranda Lewis Jean. She's been with the university, I want to say, for a decade now. And then on our right, we have Denise Gingard Potts. She is the program assistant for our department, and she has been with the university for over a decade in various roles. So we are a small but a mighty team, and I say mighty because we definitely do a lot of programming throughout the semester. So it's a lot for a small team, but we're very fortunate that we have our student employees throughout the year, throughout the school year, to help us implement all of these programs and make sure that they are what we'd like them to be. Next slide. All right. Oftentimes when we're talking to parents and guardians like yourselves, right, we know that physical safety is typically one of the major concerns that comes up for our parents. But we believe that psychological safety, so feeling seen, feeling supported, is equally as important, right? So we try our best through our programming and our services that we offer to promote a campus-wide environment that encourages our students to engage, respect, and positively impact their communities as change agents. And overall, our objectives are to lead our students to have open and challenging discussions around concepts of diversity, equity, and identity. These topics, they can be uncomfortable, right? So kind of helping our students build up that muscle to lead into the discomfort so that we can get to the other side of understanding. We also want to encourage our students to step out of their comfort zones. We want to strive to provide a welcoming environment for all of our students. And then, of course, we want to help to foster meaningful relationships across differences. Now I'm just going to really quickly talk about some services and programs that we offer, and then I'm going to elaborate on some of them more in depth throughout the presentation. So we have cultural heritage celebrations that come directly out of our office. We also offer something called the Social Justice Leadership Badge. So this is a virtual badge that is offered through our department. We have affinity-based services, both gender and sexuality, as well as faith-based. And then we have multicultural senior recognition ceremonies as well. So at this time, we currently have three. We have our Latinx senior recognition ceremony, our Black senior recognition ceremony, and our Lavender senior recognition ceremony, which is for members of the LGBTQIA plus community as well as allies. So these are really just additional ceremonies for our seniors and our graduates to celebrate their accomplishments amongst their own community and their respective peers. We have visibility campaigns as well. Really, just what this means is like the way that we market and make sure that our students are aware of the different services that we have that are available to all of them. And then lastly, we have student support groups and mentorships as well that's available to our students. Next slide, please. All right, so one of the main components of the work that we do is the cultural or theme celebrations that we have here on campus. So again, just thinking about our diverse student population, it's really important that we have events here on campus that students can see themselves in, right? So we want to ensure that we have different events that they can see themselves in, and we also want to offer students the opportunity to engage in cultures that they otherwise may not be um, open to outside of college or outside of their time here at William Paterson University. So essentially what our department does is that we collaborate with different student clubs and organizations as well as different departments here on campus to come up with a theme celebration calendar that has a variety of different events related to the theme celebration and the theme assigned for that particular cultural celebration at that time. So our theme celebrations here align with our national heritage celebrations. So for example, in September, when we have Hispanic Heritage Celebration here, at William Patterson, we have Latinidad celebration. So starting in September with that celebration all the way up until the last week of April, with Jewish Heritage Celebration, essentially it's back to back to back celebrations. With different events for our students to attend. And we do our very best to vary them. And then we can go to the next one. So like I was saying, yes, we do our very best to offer a variety of different events so our students can kind of pick and choose what makes sense for them, right? So they can vary from an educational event, something like a panel, to a culturally immersive event where they may be going off campus, to dancing classes, different things like that. So I have some examples here of some of the different things that we've done in this past year. So like I was saying before, we are trying to do more culturally immersive events where we're bringing students off campus. So some things that we have been doing is going on field trips to go see different musicals. Um, on Broadway. So for Black History Month this past February, we actually went to go see Hell's Kitchen right before it closed. And we've gone to a couple of different musicals, and I always make the joke that, like I'm a musical lover, but my pockets aren't, right? Because it's very expensive. But what's nice about the college is that we offered these opportunities to our students for like just $7, right? So offering these different opportunities to our students to engage in something that may be a little bit more difficult outside of the realm of, being a student, right? And then we also have educational opportunities, so different panels, where students essentially have the opportunity to speak with professionals and to learn the different tools that they would need to succeed outside of college. And then just some random stuff in between. So I also wanted to include that for this Women's History Month celebration, we had a breast health experience event where we had professional bra fitters come in, and students were able to get free bra fittings. They were able to learn a little bit about breast health, how they could do their self checks. And it was, all in the name of Women's History Month and learning more about your body and the importance of keeping up with your health. But again, lots of different variety of different events. And I say this because at some point your student may say to you, there's never anything here to do on campus. And I always say vicious lies and rumors because there's always something here to do on campus. It's just a matter of, students putting themselves out there and really finding the events that they're most interested in. And or just going to an event that maybe they wouldn't be interested in, but just giving it a chance, right? All right, next. All right. So in addition to the theme celebrations, we also oversee all of our cultural centers here on campus. We have a total of three cultural centers. We have the Black Cultural Center, the Center for Diversity and Inclusion, and the Center for Latinidad. These are all located in the Student Center, so they're all very accessible for our students to use. And while all of the centers are very similar in the sense that they are, run by students and are for students, they vary a little bit from center to center. So I'm just going to talk about some of the ways that they differ a little bit. So starting off with the Black Cultural Center, the goal of this space is to promote awareness of and appreciation for Black descent experiences. This includes African American, Afro-Latinx, and African Black diaspora. Um, in this specific space, students will have access to a large screen monitor, computers, and a printer. So in addition to this being just a space where students can kind of just hang out with friends, it's also a nice space where students can also have the opportunity to finish up on homework, to study for tests and exams, to take tests and exams as well, or also to find a last minute place to print something out really quickly. We find that a lot of our workshops and lectures and events just related to the Black experience often come out of this space. So we will see some of our student clubs, like the Black Student Union, the Haitian American Student Association, or even our historically Black sororities and fraternities might use this space to host their general body meetings, or to host their specific events that they would like to have. Um, but again, these are just safe spaces for students to use however they would like, whether that's, studying, hanging out with friends. Some students use it to sleep in between classes, really however they would like to use them. Okay. So the next we have the Center for Diversity and Inclusion. This space is a little bit different in the sense that it's a little bit smaller, a little bit more cozy, if you will. And we see in this space a lot of our workshops and lectures and events related to the LGBTQIA plus experience come out of this space. Um, so Pride Plus may have different events that go on in here. And we also have a lot of different support groups that take place in this space as well. So in collaboration with our Counseling Health and Wellness Center, we have three support groups that run in the fall and in the springtime. The first support group that we have is Room to Regulate. So in this particular group, students get the opportunity to learn skills related to distress tolerance and emotion regulation. So I would liken this group almost to like a dialectical behavioral therapy group, except for that it's open, right? So it's not a group where you're tied into it for 8 weeks. Students can come and go as they please. The next group we have is Stepping Stones, and this is a support group for students that are struggling with social anxiety. Again, just being with like-minded students that are also having the same struggles and learning some different tools to help aid that anxiety that they may be experiencing. And then lastly, we have our LGBTQ. Oops, can I go back? It's okay. Our LGBTQIA plus peer support group. So this is different because the peers are really supporting one another. They do have a counselor and our graduate assistant that are co-facilitating it, but it really is, the students that are helping one another, right? As opposed to having someone kind of like necessarily guide the sessions. Students go in and they kind of inform the way that they want the session to look like. And similarly, students just get the opportunity to talk about issues that are impacting their community, to build the support of getting to know one another. And again, it's also open. After we have the LGBT mentorship program. So this program connects our students of the community with different faculty and staff and even upperclassmen to, just act as a mentor to them, connect them to different resources. And this is a very loose program, in the sense that it doesn't necessarily have any requirements. You just, you have your assigned mentor and you reach out to them when you need. Similarly to the support groups, what's nice about them is that, there are times where our students will need more support and will need to come a little bit more often, but they're not tied into anything. So they can come and go again as they please. When they need more support, they can go more often, and if they feel like they're good, then they're not tied into to continue to go. And then I wanted to take this moment to quickly talk about our gender and faith-based services. So we do have lactation room support for our students and our faculty and staff here on campus. We have a total of 3 locations. All of these are equipped with a chair, a table, an electrical outlet, and a sink with running water that you can use. You're able to, they're all locked for privacy at all times. So you can schedule when you would like to utilize that space. That way we can open it up for you and you can use it. In addition to our lactation room support, we also have faith-based services. So we do have a prayer and meditation room here on campus as well. It's located in the student center, so again, easily accessible to our students. The space is equipped with yoga mats, prayer rugs, meditation cushions, and even some religious texts as well. So while many students do use it to pray, it definitely is still a space where students can use if they just, want to find a quiet space for themselves, to do a yoga practice and go back to reality. And this space is open to all students to use whenever the student center is open. All right, and then lastly, we have our Center for Latinidad. So this is our space that aims to promote a path to conocimiento or understanding and awareness of the cultural wealth and resiliency of Latinx identity, experiences, and voices. So we see that a lot of our workshops, lectures, and events related to the Latinx experience are housed or come out of this space. So again, similarly to like the Black Cultural Center, we will see that organizations such as the Organization for Latin American Students will have a lot of their meetings take place in here. Many of our multicultural fraternities and sororities may have different events that take place in here as well as general body meetings. And then I did want to speak to, and maybe if you wanted to as well, Ava, to talk about this. We have an initiative called Café con Leche that also comes out of this space. And Café con Leche translates to coffee with milk. So for those of you that may not know, coffee is something that many Latinx folks kind of gather around to be in community with one another. And Café con Leche is an initiative that offers different programs and opportunities for students to connect with Latinx faculty and staff. Again, where they can kind of just have a point person to them on campus. A lot of our faculty and staff act as madrinas and padrinos or godparents to our students. So again, just having someone there to kind of help to guide them or even to be a role model, right? To see many of our faculty and staff members that are from the community in high positions and kind of guiding them as to how to navigate higher education and, to kind of be that nip in the bud when they need it sometimes, that parental figure when maybe you're not here. Next. Okay, and then the last thing I wanted to talk about was the Social Justice Leadership Badge. So this is a virtual badge that students can earn by completing certain requirements. This badge is part of a Greater Leads badge series that students can complete. So essentially, a lot of different departments have their own virtual badges with their own requirements. And for the Leads badge, they have a couple of different ones, and we are a part of it. If our student completes our badge in addition to two other badges, then they are eligible to be inducted into the Leeds Honor Society and then also get a cord at the end of the year when they graduate. So for our particular badge, to be able to earn it, a student would need to complete a reflection survey on any four approved activities, presentations, or workshops of their choice. Again, we have a variety of different events that we have that we promote, but many of them are educational in nature, so many of them often tend to be eligible for credit toward the badge. Another requirement is to complete the diversity, equity, and inclusion module. This is like a 40-minute module that a student can take online and they're able to do at their own pace. And then lastly, they just need to complete one high-level civic engagement activity at any point in their time here at William Paterson University. So the really nice thing about this badge, and I think all of the virtual badges, and you can correct me if I'm wrong about on this, with the badges is that students have their entire educational career to work toward the badge, right? So I have some students that are really motivated to get it all done and out of the way, and in the, in one semester they're able to get it completed, and some, they take their time with it and they take all 4 years to get that done. But the nice thing is that you have time, right? And when I talk about the social justice leadership badge, um, I like to stress to the students, regardless of whatever career they're entering in, right? It's important to be able to say that you have the knowledge and the ability to work with groups of different cultures, right? We would like to think that that is something that is like innate and then something that everyone knows how to do, but it isn't. So to be able to say to an employer that you have these skills, that you have completed a DEI module, definitely sets you apart and is an asset when you're going into the work field afterwards. And then lastly, how can your student get involved? So like I mentioned before, we have student employees that work with us that are so helpful because we have so many things that we need to do, whether it be assisting with social media, helping us to decorate the student center for our different events, to help prepare us for different events, or just, anything really that we need to keep us going. We take a lot of federal work study students, so if they're eligible for federal work study, they're definitely able to apply, and we would love to have them. We're looking for more employees. Um, Another thing that your student can do is to serve on a theme celebration planning committee. So, as I was saying before, we do partner with different clubs and organizations, but students don't need to be a member of a club to take part in a planning committee. These planning committees are open to all students. They're held virtually. So if a student is not in a club and maybe isn't even really involved in anything, but let's say they're really passionate about Women's History Month, or they're really interested in our Trans and Visibility Week and they want to voice their opinion, we highly encourage them. I always joke that I still feel like I'm very young and I know what students want to see on campus, and then I get humbled. Because I don't know. But the point being is that, we want to have events here on campus that our students want to attend. And to be able to do that, we would need a students to be on these planning committees, right? So it's really important that we have their presence and their voice in those spaces. And then share your ideas. So even outside of theme celebrations, we want to hear what students are interested in. So in the first couple of slides, I showed all of the different theme celebrations that we have, and the last two are Arab Heritage Celebration and Jewish Heritage Celebration. And the reason I bring these two up is because these are two very new theme celebrations that didn't exist just 2 years ago. And the reason they exist now is because students really pushed for it, right? So it's important that students, if they're seeing that there's an area that they feel like is being lacked, or there's more support needed in a certain area, like we want to hear it. Because that's how we're able to get some of these different events to take place. And same thing with Latinx senior recognition ceremony. That is also something that's very new and was a product of students pushing to see it here on campus. And then lastly, attend our events. We have so many different events for you to attend. And I'm biased because I want to say that like, we have really great events, but I think they really offer our students the opportunity to engage in some things that we may not always get the opportunity outside of here, right? I also sometimes joke that because I'm an employee, right, I have to go to these things. Sometimes, even myself, I don't always think that they're going to be maybe the most entertaining, or like or whatever. And then I am very happy to be proven wrong, right? And then I find that it's something that I'm really glad that I took the time to go and attend and I leave learning something new. And I think the same could be said for all of the students as well. It's just a matter of, trying something new and putting yourself out there. But yeah, that's an example of just the different ways that you can get involved and just the different services that we offer and provide. Um, and then this is our contact information. I know we had our number earlier before, but this is our general number for our office and our general email as well. So if you have any questions after this presentation, or just if you think about it like a month later, you are more than welcome to send us an email, give us a call, and we will do our best to answer your questions. Thank you. Oh, and yes, thank you. I forgot about this slide. And then also, these are our social media pages. So this is the best way to know all of the different events that are taking place. And if you want to see an example of all of the different events that we've had take place in the previous years, you can see all of that on our social media pages. So we have one for each of our different centers, and we welcome you to follow us. We would very much appreciate it.
Thank you, Elisa.
Thank you.
So that concludes Elisa's formal presentation. Before we get into any questions that you may have, I do have some announcements and reminders for you. Um, so most of you should have gotten the email yesterday about our summer hours. Those are going to begin on Monday and go all the way through August 14th. We will be open Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. 8 I put 8:15, but it's not 8:15. I'm sorry. It's 8 a.m. until 5:15, and we're closed on Fridays. We will be observing the holiday closures. So Monday, May 25th for Memorial Day, Friday, June 19th for Juneteenth, Friday, July 3rd for Independence Day. That's when we're going to be observing. So those weeks, our hours will revert back to the 8:30 to 4:30 schedule. And then the week of Memorial Day will be open that Friday. However, please keep in mind that on next week, we have a commencement session happening on the 20th is our graduate commencement, and then the following week is our undergraduate commencement on the 28th. So if you're trying to get in touch with any offices during those two dates, it may be kind of hard for you to get a response because most of us are going to be either on campus assisting with a graduate commencement ceremony or at the Prudential Center on the 28th during the undergraduate ceremony. So something new that I want to try with everyone is that during the regular year, we have something that is called Pioneer Family Corner. So I am launching a special Pioneer Family Corner New Family Edition. So I would love to hear your stories and for you to share what your experience has been like so far with other families. Um, I will feature two families, one in July and one in August. So if any of you are interested in being featured, please scan the QR code and fill out the form, and then we'll select the two families from the forms. Tomorrow I will be sending out an email with well, not with the recap, but with the actual links to all of the recorded sessions and also a link to the form if you want to submit the Pioneer Family Corner highlight. And then just a reminder, pre-orientation sessions, we have 6 more, all happening in the first 2 weeks of June. Hopefully you're able to join us. We're going to keep the discussion going. We're taking the next 2 weeks off because of the commencement that are happening in the next 2 weeks. So it takes a big toll on everyone because they're late and they're all day events. But as you know, you could register for the sessions via the portal, and I'm always happy to see everyone and provide information. And last, the new student orientation, right? So we have the dates up, July 16th, July 28th, July 30th for first year students and their families. I believe that the RSVPs are going to be going out sometime next week. So please ensure that your student keeps an eye out on their email so that they're able to RSVP for the orientation, their select date. If you want to go to see some things about orientation, you could definitely go to the orientation page. And that's where the RSVP button is also at for the students to RSVP. Like you as the family member cannot RSVP for the student, but make sure that if you're going to be attending with them or if you're not attending for some reason and someone else is going with them, that you just make sure to put your name or that person's name and let us know who's attending. And that's pretty much it for now. Make sure that you provide us your feedback. Like I said at the beginning, this makes sure that I'm providing with information and programming that you're interested in, and I'm bringing um, experts to talk about the matter. So with that said, now we're going to take your questions. So there is a question in the chat. Can students possibly work while they are on campus? Yes, a lot of students do. Like Elisa said, she has a lot of federal work study students. I actually have a federal work study student that works in my office. She does some of the social media for me. If the student is not eligible for federal work study, there are some other offices on campus that are able to hire them and not pay them not through federal work study. And then there's also a community-based federal work study through career development that they're able to get jobs off campus. But we always work around the student schedule because their academics is the primary thing that they should be working on. But also if they're eligible for federal work study, they're only allowed to work up to 15 hours a week if that's what the max they're eligible for. So there are a lot of opportunities on campus. It's just a matter of them being able to find those jobs are available. And career development is really good at hosting it's a federal work, not a federal work study because there's other employers that are on there. They host a student worker job fair, and students are able to go meet they're able to meet the different offices that are hiring and maybe get on the spot interview or turn in their resume so that they're able to take advantage of any other jobs on campus. So there's another question about Trio. We are going to be discussing Trio in on hold on June 16th. That's when we're going to be discussing Trio. Any other questions? And feel free to unmute yourself if you want. Come on camera. Elisa, anything else that you want to share that you didn't say in the presentation?
The only thing that I can think of, it was just another program that we offer. Again, just in terms of the centers that I skipped, was we do something that we call Create and Connect each Wednesday, and that happens and it cycles through each of the centers, but essentially just offering students the opportunity to engage in a craft and again, just more opportunities to build communities within the spaces for students. That's the only thing that I miss off the top of my head. But yeah.
So the one thing I do want to stress is that all these spaces are open to all students. Just because it's a Black Cultural Center or because it is the Center for Latinidad doesn't mean that these spaces are not open for them. Or if there's a theme celebration, everyone could attend because we want our students to learn about each other and different cultures. So encourage your student to attend the events, visit the centers, engage with faculty and staff, so that I said it in the session on Tuesday, so that they could become well-rounded individuals are able to contribute to our society. Um, so for the meal plan, that session is going to be on June 9th. And I will send a recap of when the sessions are happening during my email tomorrow as well. You're welcome. So it doesn't seem like there are any more questions. So Elisa, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope that all of you were able to find the session informative. And if you have any questions, you're able to reach out to Elisa or to myself, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Um, what will be the best way to meet new friends upon starting classes in fall? Orientation. So during orientation, what's going to happen is that we will have two congruent sessions, one for the student and one for the family members. During the student sessions, they are going off with their groups. So they come in groups and they will learn about resources, just like you are learning about resources now and during orientation. And then they will have like a bigger group where they're going to be doing like smaller group activities. And it's going to be really engaging. If your student is an introvert and they don't like to be in bigger groups, or they're shy, there are going to be opportunities for them to also connect with other students. Yes. So we're if your son is very shy, there's gonna be again an opportunity for him to connect and meet other people. You'll be surprised. A lot of families, they say, "Oh, my son is shy, my daughter is shy, they're introvert." And when they come back and we bring everyone together for the sessions, they're not gonna sit with you. They're gonna sit with their new friend. And a lot of families are like, "Oh, okay." So, potential opportunities for chat and chew for families. During orientation, we have an ice cream social. So I hope that you're able to join us in the afternoon. But if let's say you want to have like a chat and chew, like a virtual one, provide your feedback in the form and I'll look into it. Yeah. So thank you, everyone. These are all great questions. And I'm glad to have you join us for these. I believe it's very enriching, and that you're doing what's right, right? Like you're doing um what you need to be doing, which is learning about all the resources that we have to offer so that you're able to better support your student. So thank you so much and have a good night.
I